The man woke from a coma, horrified to find a furry creature licking his face. He jumped in fear, turning his head quickly. It was just a small, gentle goat. Relieved, he took off his broken goggles to see where he was. But the sight made him freeze, terror widening his eyes. On the bare cliff, he was like an ant, stuck over 10 meters below the top. Beneath him was a bottomless drop, with clouds floating by, at least a kilometer high. He looked up in despair, seeing his parachute tangled in a shaky dead tree. The tree looked ready to break any time. No time to waste, he turned to save himself. He touched the cliff, not rock, but thick, soft ore. He had an idea. He pulled a dagger, took off his shoe, and stuck the dagger through the toe to make a climbing shoe. Next, he drew 2 more daggers, kicked hard, and swung into the air. Using momentum, he stuck the daggers in the ore and climbed up, hands and feet working. But after 3 meters, the dagger snapped under his weight. He slipped, sliding back to where he started. Worse, the jolt made the dead tree split at the roots, taking his parachute with it. In that life or death moment, he found sudden strength. He twisted, planted his toes on the cliff, and hacked the parachute ropes with a dagger. Just as the tree fell, he cut the last rope, narrowly escaping. But survival was short-lived. Without the parachute holding him, he could only cling to the cliff. Once tired, he would fall and die. Then the little goat bleated, as if hinting. He looked up, see the goat climb the steep cliff by wedging its hooves in a crack. Hope sparked. He gathered courage, let go, and jumped sideways into the crack. Luckily, the crack was narrow enough he fit horizontally. It was dangerous, but it worked. After a short rest, he inched upward. Soon he reached a small platform, but still 2 meters from the top. The cliff above was too smooth to climb. Then the platform started to crumble. No time to think, his mind went blank. Instinctively, he stepped on the goat's back and scrambled to the cliff edge like a monkey. Excited, he couldn't believe he'd made it. But as he neared the top, a fierce billy goat stepped up, charged without warning, nearly knocking him off. He was angry and confused. Why this goat? He'd survived so much only to die from a goat? Angry, he grabbed the billy's horns when it charged again, ready to drag it down. But the billy didn't ram him. Instead, it dug in its hooves and pulled him back to the cliff top. It hauled the tired him onto the grass. Safe, he stared at the billy in shock. It had saved him. He sat there, vowing silently, never eat mutton again.